Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between the brand new Mova Mobius 60 on the left and the Dreamy Matrix 10 on the right. Now both of these robot vacuum cleaners have a base station that they can change out the mop pads. Now one of the major differences is the mop pad designs are different. Now I did buy both of these with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video, but I do use links. So if you purchase the product using a link that pops up in my video or on my website, justadadapproved.com, which both of these are probably going to make it on that website. I got to do just a little bit more testing. That's justadadapproved.com. If you click on the link on my website or in this video, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. On my website, also sign up for the email. When a product goes on sale, like the Dreamy Aqua 10 went on sale a couple weeks ago, I sent an email out to everybody to let them know that a product that I highly recommend is on sale. Now let's get into price. The Matrix, it's cheaper. It's $1,600 retail. That's what I paid. The Dreamy is $2,000 retail, and that's what I paid. But the Dreamy is already on sale for $1,800. I suspect the Mova will go on sale too, but they'll probably maintain that price difference. Now, is it worth paying $200 more for the Dreamy? Right off the bat, it has one thing that I absolutely love: dirt detection sensor in the base station. So the Mova doesn't have that. The Dreamy, now the robot will go and mop your floors, and when it comes back, it'll wash the mop. And then when the water gets sucked up into the dirty water tank, which I'm going to show you, it's going to pass through a dirt detection sensor. And if that water's dirtier than normal, the base station tells the robot, hey, hold on, go back and remop where you just came from. That room was dirtier than normal. That's called a remopping event. I do like that feature, but you got to ask yourself, is it worth $200 more? I mean, if it was $100 more, that would probably be more realistic. Now, both of these robots did an excellent job of cleaning. The base stations are kind of big, and these are kind of expensive robots. But it's going to come down to, do you want a base station or a robot vacuum cleaner that can use different mop pads in different rooms? Now, at first, I didn't think I necessarily needed that, but I'm starting to see advantages of that. One of the biggest things is cross-contamination. You could have a certain mop pads do just bathrooms, then they come back, they get washed, and then they get stowed. Then you could have another set for the kitchen, they get stowed, and then you could have a set for like the living room. So say where your kids are on the floor all the time. So I do see a purpose in that. Now, as far as cleaning, I'm having a little hard time really figuring out if this mop pad's cleaning differently than this one. They all kind of look the same, which I'm going to talk a lot about the mop pads now, because the robots themselves are almost identical, but there are just a few differences there. The base stations, of course, this one's kind of like a matte finish. This one is a glass finish, but it's got the same mechanism, the arm that goes up and down. And I have detailed videos on how to set both of these up. And if you want to see exactly how they clean and work, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the differences and everything. The way they do it now, the pads are colored, and there's your color that corresponds. On the Dreamy, the ring is colored, and the holder. Now, they both do have that swivel. So it's a little bit different how they kind of like color coded. Now, here's the funny thing is you could put Dreamy mop pads over here on the Matrix and vice versa. So if you find there is a mop pad you like better, you could put it over here on the Mova. Now, the mop pads kind of get confusing. I made a cheat sheet. So on the Dreamy, right here, the Dreamy, the orange ones, these have little scrubbers in them. Now, they're not real aggressive, but you can tell there is a little scrubber in there. This is for kitchens and help to get grease stains off. Next, we have the highly absorbent. This is meant for bathrooms or hardwood floors that you don't want to leave streaks on. Then the next one, the blue one's general purpose. Over here, kind of the same thing, but without this one here is for kitchens, they say. They say it's got a special material it's made out of. When the mops gets washed with hot water, they retain the hot water. That's super hard to test. I don't know if that's actually happening or not. And again, it's a little hard to tell the difference, but you can definitely tell this one does have some scrubbers on it. Here's the highly absorbent one. You know, they're made this one's lighter weight. This one may be a little bit thicker, or, you know, they're different material. That's going to be a super hard thing to test. The general purpose one, this is kind of like the mop pads they've always had on there. They are different though. You know, you can tell they're different. This one does seem a little bit more stout. This one's a little bit thinner maybe. The mop pad holders are exactly the same, other than these are color coordinated. These are not, but the pads are color coordinated. And again, they both swivel. When they push down, if there's an uneven surface, it'll keep it even. And they're both just held in with a magnet here. They have the same control arm. The way the mop pads are cleaned with hot water is the same. Up top, they both have really large these are upgraded clean water tanks and dirty water tanks. They're bigger now. One thing I did notice, the dirty water tanks are different, and I don't know why. So the Matrix has this bigger suction tube, and that corresponds with this. And I have noticed now, they both say they hook up to automatic water feed lines, or no, I think I read that for the Dreame. I'm not sure if the Matrix or the Mova does or not. I need to do more research, but they did say the Dreame hooks up to water. There is a water kit. I haven't seen it yet. But when they're cleaning these mop pads, when the dirty water is being sucked up into the dirty water tank, the Mova sounds like all the rest that I've ever tested. You know, Mova and Dreames, they have that kind of gurgling suction. The Dreame made a different sound. It was more of like a high, not really high pressure, but it was like a thunk, which was a little different. It wasn't really super loud. It was just different. I don't know what's going on there, but there's definitely something going on that's different. I don't know why they would have different suction. I never had a problem with the dirty water being sucked out of the dirty water area. Let's take a closer look here. They're both going to dry. So these mop pads will get washed and then stored. They both dry them up here. They both dry the dust bag, and they both dry the internal dust bin. They both have that feature. This all looks to be the same. I can't really tell any differences. But there is one difference. So the dust bags are the same, but the solution tanks are different. And the Mova is going to have a 2-chamber solution tank, and the Dreame has 3. So the Dreamy can do general purpose, pets, and hardwood floor cleaner. The Mova can do general purpose, but you can alternate this tank between hardwood floor or pets. I've got the hardwood floor cleaner in it right now. It's supposed to leave a shine on the floor. I think it does an okay job, but this one does have 3. But again, you can make this one a pet chamber, put the pet solution in. In the app, you can turn each tank on or off, and you can determine when it uses each tank. That's the same, other than one has 3, one has 2. Okay, here's the Mova. Here's where it's going to clean. There's where it auto empties the dustbin on the left. It fills the robot up with water there in the middle, charges it. It's going to wash the mop rollers. The water is shot up from the bottom right here. And then it's going to blow hot air on it at the end. And then this is the filter. You got to clean this once in a while. And let's see if we can see if there's any difference now. So now we'll go over to the Dreame. Okay, let's go over to the Dreame. It's going to shoot hot water out of here. The filters are the same. And I don't know if where the water is sucked out is different or not. A little hard to tell, but it's going to fill the robot up, charge it, auto empty. You know, the auto empty port looks bigger over there on the Mova. It's an optical illusion, I'm sorry. These are the same size. And this looks to be the same. We'll just do a quick. And over here. Yeah, it looks to be the same. All right, let's look at the bottom of these. They both can raise and lower the mop pads 10 millimeters. They have the same carpet sensor. They can detach the mop pads, leave them back at the base station. They both squirt water on top of them to keep them wet. They both can move one mop pad to the side.
Mop pads removed.
They both have the same side brush. They can extend it and retract it. Carpet sensor, cliff sensors look to be the same. Now, They both have this gate, they call it. It's really hard to test. I mean, I can't see it deploy that gate, but Mova really advertises this gate that comes down to help with vacuuming. Dreamy doesn't advertise it, but I went on their website and they have the same gate that comes down to create a pressure barrier, to create like a suction barrier on top of the carpet. And again, it was kind of hidden on the Dreamy, so I think they use it. I think there's I'm gonna go through the app. I think you can turn that on the Mova. You can turn that on or off. But yeah, it's the same. Same brush roller. This is the dual brush roller design. Helps with long hairs. If you have a bunch of Huskies with a bunch of long hairs, this type of brush does get some clumping once in a while. They both have the same leap wheels, and they both can do a 3.15 inch threshold. This is an upgrade over the X50. The X50 it can do just under 3 inches, so this can do a little bit more. Both of these are the same. The wheels are just this gripper, just the traction. This has like steps in it, the Mova, and this was like continuous. I haven't seen a issue with either one of these going over thresholds. I mean, that design looks like it might work better. Grab a piece of the wood and help it get over, but I've never had a problem with this one. Again, they both have the robotic arms. These are excellent robots if you have a home with thresholds. They both have chassis lifts. They can lift and raise the chassis, and they can also lift and raise the side brush and the main brush. So if the sensor on the front senses liquid, or if it's in a mopping only mode, it lifts this so that you don't suck up water. And if you're in a mopping only, if you start a mopping event only, this will be raised. So they both have the LiDAR sensor that goes up and down. Again, I've got full videos on these. Now, in those videos, the Mobius went under furniture better than the Dreame. It might have just been a fluke. It could sense the low-lying area, lower the LiDAR itself, and then do it. The Matrix, you can add both. You can add a low-lying area in both of them. The Matrix tended to stay away from things. It didn't want to do this on its own. It did it a few times in certain places, but the Mobius seems to want to go in there on its own, like lower the LiDAR, go in there without me having to add it in the app. Again, it could just have been a fluke. They are the same height. The bumpers seem a little different. There's just enough difference up here to where it makes it look a little different, but same dustbin. Same auto empty system. You can definitely see they're sharing a lot of parts, but they are keeping some things different. Same sensor on the front. I had the same obstacle avoidance. These are getting really, they're not 100%, but boy, they're doing really good. This is excellent, but we're not 100% yet with anything. Side brush, sensors that extend, so you can see a lot of this is the same. This next part, I'm going to go through the settings. So if you're trying to decide which one to get, I mean, I do like saving money, but I do love the dirt detection sensor. But I think these prices are going to flip-flop all the time. I mean, the Mova, I can't say if it's going to be cheaper in the future or not, but if they're both at the same price, I would definitely get the Dreamy Matrix 10. I do like that dirt detection sensor. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes extra cleaning that's just helping, that you don't really have to do a lot of work with, So I do love that part of it. I did feel like the Dreamy pads were just maybe a little bit more durable, if that makes any sense. These just seem it's hard to tell. It's a mop pad. It's just so hard to tell, but these seem a little bit more durable. They both did a great job of mapping my home. The apps have a lot of things in common, but you can see they're starting to break away and do things differently. This design is different. They both have Clean Genius, where you can do, where it figures out, but they don't tell you a whole lot about it. They both have Custom. The Customs are the same water amount, same mop wash frequency, same cleaning patterns. So this is all the same as far as how it can clean your home. They both have built-in cameras, and they can both go around, and you can do remote viewing. I'm sorry, hold on here. The base stations are a little different. And here I got them both docking. They both have very quiet wheels. I don't know what this technology is they're using, but when both of them, when they're mopping only, they're so quiet. And here they are docking up. I know this on some previous, see that one's lowers. I think it stays green. I'm not sure if the Dreamy light stays green while it's charging. I'll look at that here in a little bit. And there's no control for the lights. So it's the dock. They do a little different. Like this shows the dock with green lights. This just has green lights. So I kind of like that a little bit. Both have dust bag drying, wash empty. Clean history is the same. They call the Dreamy's gone to care history, which is a little confusing. I'm so used to clean history. Schedule cleanup's the same. Carpet settings are the same. More settings, more settings. You can do clean carpets first, intensive carpet cleaning. Okay, you can turn the side brush on and off on both of them. Carpet cleaning with chassis lift. Mop. I don't see chassis lift. It might be somewhere else, but let's keep an eye on that. I do like that. If you have really thick carpet, the Dreamy has chassis lift, which it can lift the robot to go over carpet and vacuum it easier. But sometimes they just hide it different. All right, let's go to floor care. Floor care, auto LDS, low clearance, collision avoidance, pressurized cleaning. Oh, that's that pressure plate. See, the Dreamy has it. They call that a pressurized. That's that gate that comes down in front of the brush roller. That's new technology that it's just super hard to test. Clean along floor direction. And then here's auto recleaning. This is the dirt detection sensor. It only works in Clean Genius. I wish it worked in room cleaning, but as long as you have Clean Genius on, it'll go back and remop an area. Dynamic obstacle area cleaning. Dynamic obstacle intelligence, and they both have this. These both work really well. I do recommend turning the stain recognition on. The large particle boost, I haven't tested that a whole lot. Okay, the pet care, they're both getting really in-depth in pet. Now, in my testing, I had the pet recognition off, and somebody put in the comments that whenever I was doing the obstacle avoidance with the fake poop, that if I had this on, it might have avoided it better. Now, they both did a good job of avoiding the fake poop, but I forget, they both got a little close to it. They didn't run it over, but I would have liked them to have stayed a little bit farther away. So they've got these activity zones where if you tell it where the pet bed is in the app, it'll clean the pet bed, and pet monitoring, it'll randomly take pictures of your pets. Like if you're gone and it's doing a cleaning job and your pet's in your house, it just randomly takes pictures of it. So it is pretty cool stuff, but it's getting pretty intense with pet settings. AI mop extend. Oops. This is where we start. Yeah, AI mop extend. Side reach. Frequency. Yeah, that's the same. Obstacle crossing. That's how it's going to. They call this the clearance legs. So they are calling it different, but it's two ways of going over obstacles or thresholds. Dock settings. I think these are going to be the same. They're the same. They do it differently. So let's go wash settings, auto wash, smart washing, mopping with detergent, mop washing with detergent. There it is. Auto wash, standard, warm, auto. There's that dirt detection sensor. It'll re-clean the mop pad. So the Dreamy might use a little bit more water if your home is dirtier, which is okay. And I'm glad they upgraded. The tanks are bigger. You got standard and light, water temperature. They both have the same. Yeah, they've got this high temperature soaking. Or no, this one has normal, mild, warm, hot. Normal, mild, warm, hot. And okay, so the Dreamy has an extra. The PCM mop will be heated to 100 degrees. The mop washing time will be about 5 minutes. Normally it's about 2 minutes, so we got to be, it's going to really heat the water up apparently. Huh. I just learned something today. Mop drying. They've really messed this up. I mean, they're just too different. It's hard to do apples to apples here. They've got both have dust bag drying, hair compression. This has UV. Okay, I just learned something. I don't know anything about this. UV, once enabled, the mop will be automatically sterilized after drying. What is UV sterilization? That has mute. Let me know what you know about this. They don't promote that at all. I have no idea what that is. I didn't see anything. Okay, let's go to detergent settings. And here we have, it's in the dock settings. This one's just a step farther, but tank A, tank B, you can do turn it off or balanced. It's going to figure out how to use tank. I don't have pets on, but balanced. Tank A, tank B, that's where I can switch it and I can do frequency, balanced or high frequency. So the Mova does let you do a high frequency with tank B, where over here, wood floor, it's just balanced. Balanced or off. Mop washing. Mopping with detergent, mop washing with detergent, yeah. So some differences. I do like being able to turn up the frequency. So the Mova, you can turn the frequency up. Intelligent obstacle avoidance is on, pictures is on, fill light, that's all the same. Voice assistant, real-time camera is the same, more functions, that's all the same. More functions, yeah. Oh, the Dreamy, you can turn the ring light off or you can turn it on. While they're charging, they've both been charging now for about 5 minutes. They're both still on. So even with that off, it's on when it's charging during the task. Remote control, Wi-Fi management. The Mova has dock pairing, mop transport carrier reset, and robot water tank. This just has 2. No dock pairing, so I don't know what that's all about. Maybe you can do more than one, but that'd be pretty cool. Can you have one base station and 2 robots? One on, I don't know. That doesn't make sense though. Or maybe 2 base stations and 1 robot. I don't know. They don't explain a lot of this stuff. They both have battery. Yeah, battery, accessories. Batteries are the same. Accessories should be about the same. Yep, they're the same. Suggestions, firmware update. I do have the latest firmware update on both of them. 10.15 on the Mova and 28.09. So now one thing that I thought was really different, but it didn't turn out to be too different, was in the map editing. I should have led with this, sorry. They have the room partition, no-go zones, virtual wall, floor material, furniture, low-lying area, curtain. Okay, so they have the same here, but it's the cleaning sequence it's the same but different. And let me explain. You end up with the same result. So I do like that you pick the sequence of the rooms. Now this is kind of like the standard way we're used to. You hold this and you move this, and that's the order in which they're going to be cleaned. Now, you also change the mop pad from A, which is greasy, B, or C. Now, here's the thing where you can get into a little bit of, I don't want to say trouble, but the robot could use more time than needed. So the Mova is going to automatically organize your mop pads for you. It says it's going to do all the A's first, then you can do the order here. You could do the B mop pad. But it's going to do whatever you have selected. It's going to do all the B's, all the A's, then all the C's. And I can flip-flop those. And I can move I can move that to B, and then I can change this order. Yeah, I can change the order. It's a little harder. But I can, you can change the order. So this one out of the gate is going to be better for people because it automatically organizes the mop pads. Here, when I do a whole home clean, it's going to go to the corner. Now look at how I have it set up. It's going to do B mop, C, 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 A, C, and if I had it even worse, it would go A, B, C, D. It would, and if you didn't change this, it would consume a lot of time and a lot of water. Now I can organize it myself. So I would take the B's, I would put this with all the B's, all the C's are the same, so, and then I could change the order this way. So you end up with the same result. This one just seems like out of the box, people are going to have less trouble, I think, with this way. This way is just a couple extra steps. So you can see a lot of similarities. I'm getting ready to do a test. The Dreamy Matrix 10 that's my second Aqua 10. The Mova Z60 roller, I'm not a big fan of right now. The auto empty system for vacuuming seems to be a little not up to par with what I would want. It's not broken. It's just not as good a feature as I'd like. The Dreamy Aqua 10, that's my second. My first unit did leak underneath it, and I didn't know it till I moved it, so that's kind of a strike against it, but I did get a second unit. The second unit's not leaking. The Narwhal Flow, I've kind of given up on it. It just can't clean my studio. Wherever, it gets stuck all the time. Tried to send it back. I was 2 weeks past the 30-day window, and they won't take it back. So this is just, that makes me upset because that's my money and I want it back because I can't use it. But it's a reminder to everybody. And I'm kind of glad that happened because I've been stressing to people, take advantage. A, keep the box. B, use it as soon as you get it and use it heavily. See if you're going to like it. See if it's going to break. And around these holidays, like it's October right now, Walmart's already given you the extended return until January or February, and then Amazon's going to be doing that really quick too. So you can get an extended return window around the holidays. So you could end up using this for 2 months. Then you're going to really know, because returning it through Amazon is super, super easy. Returning it through the manufacturer's websites is hard. I don't know how else to say that. It's not easy. I have returned to cut one through Dreamy, one through Mova. It's a lot more steps and it takes a lot longer. And we all know on Amazon, you just click a button, say it didn't, it's broken, or it's you don't like it, you don't want it anymore, you send it back. Super easy. But once that passes that return window, the button goes away, and Amazon will tell you, I've tried to return something after the 30-day window on Amazon, and they just tell you contact the manufacturer. They're not going to deal with it. And these manufacturers, now, they're not going to give you your money back. So say it's been 2 months and you're like, I don't like it. I don't even think if it's broken. Now, I'm just going off the top here. I think it's, even if it's broken, they're not going to give you your money back. They're going to fix yours. They're going to kind of force you to keep what you have. So I can't stress this enough. I'm glad that happened with Narwhal. I was getting a little complacent with telling people when, about all of this. And this was just a friendly reminder about this return policy, because that's the main reason why I recommend what I recommend. I don't want you to have, I don't want you to, even my commission's not, it's my commission, I don't get it for 60 days. So if you get a robot, use it, and you're like, I'm returning it, I don't get that commission from the sale. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is I want to get you a robot that I think you're going to keep and use, and it's not going to have much hassle. Because I don't like hassle. I want, I pretend it's me getting a robot. This is the robot I would get. I would unbox it. You're going to have a great experience with it, and it's just going to work. I can't tell you, there's not a better feeling in this world than coming home, seeing the nice, great lines in your carpet, your floors clean, emptying the dirty water tank from a robot vacuum cleaner. So you could achieve that with very little effort on your part. But friendly reminder, this return policy is huge because the robots are big. Keep the box, use it, and take advantage of the easy return, because the manufacturer is probably, they're going to just try to repair it. And even the Narwhal, they didn't even want to repair it. They're telling me, well, there may be a software coming in the future, or we're going to be constantly improving. I'm like, it can't navigate my home. what am I supposed to do? Rip out my carpet? It can't go over black carpet. So anyway, thanks everybody. Check out my website, justadadapproved.com. These big shopping events coming up. I'm getting all ready. We just had the big Prime Deal days. I'm going to do the same thing. So the day of Black Friday, it's like a week-long thing. I'm going to list all the sales, and then I highlight them in red where the buys are. You know, there's some good prices, but when another one is closely the same price, it becomes very clear where the buys are. So I make it easy for you to buy the robot that's going to give you the best that you can buy. And then I come up with a super easy list like this. I post this on Instagram, and I put this on my website, justadadapproved.com. It's just super simple. And on my website, justadadapproved.com, there'll be links. So all you gotta do is look, oh, the Mova P10 Pro was the best. That price was amazing, $449. Right now it's $600. So that was a great robot to get. Click on it, it takes you there. You can buy it. Again, I earn a small commission from that. It's just a great way of helping support my channel that I love what I do, and I love helping getting you the best robot for the best price. I am going to try to get these Narwhal S30s done. These are floor cleaners. They're super expensive, and I'm tempted to send them back because, you know, I'm a little mad at Narwhal. So the Roomba Max 705, that's my third unit. They do have a fix. It's been working, hasn't been leaking. It's just kind of big and loud, but it's actually doing a pretty good job. Shark's got a brand new robot vacuum cleaner out. Actually isn't too bad. It's just these robots have got such more advanced features. Shark is and there is a place for this Shark. It's very featureless. The app doesn't have many settings, so it's very basic, which can keep people out of trouble if you get too many settings and too much going on. So it does work. It does make it back to the dock. It does a decent job of cleaning. You just don't get a lot of features. So again, justadadapproved.com. I do appreciate everybody's support. Look for my videos and live streams on these big shopping events. Black Friday, I'll be live streaming videos that are going to be just super easy. This is the one to buy. Here it is. Here's the link. So look for those videos. And then my live streams are for questions, because a lot of people have questions. They're like, hey, I can only get a Roborock. And maybe I'm not listing a Roborock. So then I'll go through, okay, so if I could only get a Roborock, this is what I would get. So I'll be doing question and answers quite a bit more. And I can do question and answers on lots of things. I'm going to be giving awards for best cordless vacuum cleaner. And my wife's helping me right now with the best vacuum cleaner for a car. This has turned out to be pretty tricky. A cordless vacuum cleaner for a car. There's a lot out there that say they can do cars. Most of them are real awkward. So we just got to, my wife's going to start using them. I'm going to start using them. I'm going to get like a cart, and we're going to start like, which one works? Like that's the bottom line. I've got like 20 of these cordless vacuum cleaners that say they can clean a car, but I'm going to take the same philosophy that I did with robot vacuum cleaners. What actually cleans, what doesn't give me much hassle, and it's easy to use. So, and then I'll compare the prices. So I'm sure by the end of this, there'll be 3 or 4 that just shine. So that's the philosophy I take with all the items I recommend or review. Cordless vacuum cleaners, cordless spot cleaners, carpet cleaners. You got to get them all. You got to use them. And then you got to just take into account, ooh, was that a hassle? Did it clean good? Is it easy to use? And then you can throw the price in there, and then it just becomes very clear where the buys are. So that you can find all of that on my website, justadadapproved.com. I appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I review hundreds of robots and vacuum cleaners so you don't have to. I purchase these with my own money. That way I can give you my honest opinion. And there are some robots that I highly recommend, like the Mova P10 Pro. It's my 2025 absolute favorite robot. And on my website, you can find it as my #1. But also when it goes on sale, sign up for my email. I send an email out when that robot or other robots that I highly recommend. I just sent an email out today. This was on sale for $300, and you can see it's one of my favorites. Here's what my website looks like. Here's where you can sign up for the email list. If you scroll down here, here's the current robots that are on sale. All you gotta do is click on the button there. It's gonna take you to Amazon. And here are my #1 through #12 picks, and I'm adding others as the price goes down. And I will be adding the Dreamy Matrix 10, the Mova Mobius 60. I also review other products. So up here, I do carpet cleaners. These are my best portable spot cleaners. and upright cleaners. These are ones that I have tested and absolutely love. And you can find the video for these also. I even have some fun categories, gifts dads will love, gifts under 50. These are just items that I have myself that I use all the time. And for a while, I reviewed several coffee makers. So this is just a small list of the coffee makers that I reviewed, but these are some of the best ones. And when I was reviewing coffee makers, I branded my own coffee. Click on Buy My Coffee. It'll take you to my coffee website where you can purchase Just a Dad Simple Sip coffee in the K-Cup form, whole bean, or already ground. There's also a frequently asked questions. There's also a contact me. If you fill that out, if you got a question, I'll try to get to your email as soon as I can. And when the big Amazon deals come up, again, I take pictures, I show you exactly the robots that I approve of, and then I give you a link to where you can purchase it. Again, if you click on this link, it's going to take you right to Amazon. If you end up purchasing the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. I want justadadapproved.com to be your go-to place to find the products that I highly recommend and love, and I know you'll love also. And I'm going to start getting into more written reviews. I know I do a lot of video reviews, but I'm going to start transcribing those into written reviews that are kind of easy to read and followed by a link. Also on Just a Dad Approved, when we have the big sales, we got Black Friday coming up. I'm going to list all the sales and I'll have really quick access for you. So if you're just looking for the best robot to buy, go to justadadapproved.com. There'll be a little spot you can click on and purchase the product. So thanks everybody. I absolutely love what I do and I couldn't do it without your support. I also have channel memberships. So we're having a lot of fun. I'm starting to do more live streams, and in those live streams, you can have a custom emoji. We're having fun with it, kind of spinning mop pads, roller mop pads. So check out my channel membership. It's also another way of helping support my channel. But during these question and answer periods, I'm going to try to schedule them on a regular basis, and you can just ask me any question you would like. Here's my YouTube channel. If you click on memberships, here's what the custom emojis look like. I only have 4 of them so far, but as we get more members, we can create more emojis, and I'll create an emoji to whatever everybody else decides. So thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like, subscribe, and check out my website, justadadapproved.com.